Hey everyone, how's it going? Who's ready for practice one at the Miami Grand Prix? Why has that disappeared? Right, where's my track map? Hey, morning. Hey, it's Rich. Yeah, it's doing all right. I've rebandaged it. It's a bit tattered, but yeah, rebandaged it so it's something fresh. It's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, thankfully. So yeah, we get the stitches out Tuesday, so we'll see. Yeah, see what I have to say there. Hopefully it's just a case of, I'm hoping 2 weeks. That's what I'm hoping for. Hoping for 2 weeks, and then I'm back to how I was before. Right. So I'm just trying to sort out the track map and everything, guys. It hadn't loaded up, and now it has. So, where do I go to get this again? I'm using something different now. Driver tracker? No, not that. It was here somewhere. It was here somewhere. I saw it, and now it's gone. Ah, there it is. Open track map. Bosh. Let me just have a look, see if I've got this right. Just gonna change scene. There's nothing happening at the moment because we've still got obviously a little while left. Bro, you left arm 6 weeks ago. Ooh. Damn. How long have you got left? Right, so I don't know why. So that's applied. So I don't know why that's not like going down, but hey ho. Oh, how do we want this displayed? Race? We can have it as race. This can go a bit wider and a bit bigger. And then we'll just move that over and down. There we go. Sorted. Sorted, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Nearly there. Don't know why this at the bottom isn't going. Edit the live time and layout. I'll leave it as it is. Leave it as it is. Could not give a damn about the kid R7. Yeah. Well, at least we get a bank holiday, buddy. At least we get a bank holiday. Max or Sergio this year? I'm hoping Sergio, personally. That is what I'm hoping for, but we'll see. Why does it look like this? Because I got copyright strike last time, Marlin, so I can't use the same software that I did before. I'm meant to use something different. But this is just as good, if not better. If not better. Personally, you want Sergio? Yeah, I want Sergio. Yeah, about 2 to 3 weeks to get it all sorted. Well, hopefully it goes well, Rich. We'll use that for so long. Yeah, it's I'm not allowed to. Marlin, to put it quite simply. If I use it again, I could get another copyright strike, and I could lose my... Well, only have one copyright strike, but there's potential for it to cause me bother and lose my channel, which I don't want to do, of course. So yeah, we're having to use this. But what's good though, guys, is I've now got my TV coverage working, so I can see what is happening on my monitor above me and not the other way around, not on my phone anymore. So happy days. So yeah. No, we're not going to get striked again. So personally want Sergio for world champion, king of the streets. Yeah, I think it'd be great. Do I use F1 TV or Sky? I have to use Sky, Jay. I don't have a VPN. I probably should, but yeah, the UK we don't get with even F1, F1 Live and stuff. Yeah, we don't get the. Sorry, we don't get the F1 Live coverage because it's Sky is the world broadcaster, and they kind of block that. I think so. What time are doing the qualifying watch along tomorrow, Richard? I don't know when qualifying is. I haven't looked at the schedule yet, if I'm all completely honest with you. When is it? I can't remember. I'm hoping to do it, but I might be out drinking tomorrow. So Sunday I'm not out drinking. I'll definitely be doing the race, and I will be on the Missed Apex podcast in the evening. So I may have a couple on Sunday, but Saturday... Tomorrow is probably where I'll do my drinking this weekend. So I might not make qualifying. I may still make qualifying, actually. Oh, open widget. Oh, what's the... I forgot to change the stream settings as well, guys. What is the quality like, by the way? Are you receiving any lag at all? I'm streaming in a resolution that I shouldn't be streaming in, apparently. Completely forgot about that. You got GCSEs? Yeah, well, I just did my uni exams last week. That was fun. Use a VPN to watch IMSA from Canada. Blackouts are dumb. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to... Well, the thing is, I'm quite happy with just using the Sky coverage. And I only use it to support, obviously, my commentary on these watch-alongs. So, quality is good, yeah. What? This is small, is it? Just small. How about I go to that? Is that better? There's a lot of information there, though. Why can't I zoom in? That's what would be nice, to be able to zoom in. Let me try something. No worries, Marlin. See you in a bit. I'm surprised you can't zoom in. I will be very surprised if you can't. Ah. Oh, there's so much here. But you can't really zoom it in. Where's scaling on here, though? There is no scaling. Hang on. No scaling on here apparently, guys. So I do apologise for that. Maybe if, hang on. What if I do this? Is that as big as it goes? I'll push that on top. Can you see that all right though, guys? Is that not too bad? Is that okay? Or do you want it that way? Oh, hang on. There we go. Overview. Bosh, just like that. That's better. That's what we wanted all along, guys. Lots of information here as well. Where's my beer? Let's just move this down so that you guys can see. There's a lot of fiddling, unfortunately, because they're all kind of pop-out windows. That's the thing. So we do have an hour of qualifying, an hour of practice. C4, C3, and C2 are the tyres that are available for today. But I'm intrigued to see, have they changed the chicane here? So I think what they've done this year is they've altered. I don't think this chicane exists anymore, 14 and 15. Or if they do, it's a little bit more smoother. I haven't seen any of the lower formulas through here this week. So, is it fake water? Is it still fake water? Oh my god, they've still got the fake water. I thought they were putting real water in. That's what I'd heard, the rumour. Oh my god, they've actually got like a Formula 1 inflatable, if you can't see. The track has been fully resurfaced. Yes, I'm not surprised. Hopefully that provides a bit better racing here this week. Wasn't too impressed by it last year, if I'm honest. The only thing that really kind of made things interesting was the crash between Norris and Gasly. But yeah, I mean, let's be honest. We all know that the race this weekend is going to be between the two Red Bulls. Sergio wins. He goes into the lead, I think. No, it's real, I'm pretty sure. Crofty did just say that there's about a couple of centimetres down there. But we are, what's the time? We got 1 minute, less than 1 minute away, guys, until we have the session underway. Hang on. There we go, guys. Bit more jigging about to do with this whole setup. I'm still trying to find the teething issues with it. He can save layouts, etc, etc. Sargent needs some points. He does indeed. I think Piastri needs some points on the board as well. Who else isn't doing too good at the moment? As Alonso is your first man out on the grid, on the track, as we have guys out. Let's see what they can do. So we have Alonso on the medium tyre, Bottas on the hards, a few guys on the hards. Be interesting to see if they save their soft tyres for the weekend. I don't know what the tyre strategy is for this weekend. So yeah, we'll see. Evening, Connor. Evening, mate. How's it going, buddy? How's my hand feeling? Yeah, a lot better. Yeah, it's not really hurting anymore unless I accidentally knock it on a table, which I've done a couple of times. But yeah, no, the pain has generally gone away, which is a good sign. It means it's healing up. I've redressed it in regards to, well, rebandaged it. I haven't redressed it. That's going to be on Tuesday when I get the stitches come out. So, yeah, we'll see. So hopefully, yeah, I'm hoping I'm back with my right hand in another week's time. I think that's what I'm hoping for. Are those Alphas just slow, or Bottas just living his best life? Well, Bottas last race, so they had to retire Joe. Bottas got hit about 3 times in the race last week. So that was unfortunate for him. They've definitely not got a quick car. I'd say they're probably the second slowest car on the grid. I would say it goes AlphaTauri. Depends in which hands it's in. The AlphaTauri is probably the slowest. In De Vries's hands anyway. So Noda's doing really well in that car. Then it goes to Alfa Romeo's. They might even be bottom, actually. I might even go as far as to say that they're bottom. And then the Williams are ahead of them. So And water is paint. Yeah, they've definitely painted it again. But I'm intrigued to see. They haven't shown it on my TV coverage is a little far behind, as it always is. So I'm intrigued to see what they've done to 14 and 15. I think they've made a change there. That horrible chicane under the bridge last year was something that they really complained about. So let's see, especially with these ground effect cars as well. It kind of makes sense that they remove the curbs through there. Midfield is so close. Yeah, I mean, it is just such a shame that, depends who you're a fan of, but it is a shame that Red Bull are so far ahead, because I think there'd be a great fight for that championship if they were like the same level as Mercedes, Aston Martin and Ferrari. Imagine, we could have a 4-team fight. We're so close to having a multi-team challenge for titles. But that Red Bull at the moment is just, yeah, too quick. Hey, Ken, how's it going, buddy? Think they shorted the DRS too. Yeah, they've shorted the DRS because they didn't want to make it too powerful. Baku was an example of that last week, because we've complained obviously about there being too many DRS passes, which is understandable. But if anything, that was something that worked against Baku last week, is that because the DRS was a lot shorter, guys were not able to overtake, especially with the tyres just not falling off. I mean, realistically, we shouldn't have Hulkenberg and Ocon on 50-old bloody lap-hard tyres able to hold off guys on fresh tyres. So, it looks like they actually haven't really changed that chicane through 14 and 15. I'm really surprised about that. So, do not regret subscribing to me. Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to start streaming some more, obviously, when the hand heals up as well, in regards to the sim racing content. Obviously, the F1, we'll try and do every session that we can. So, not at all, Ken. Not at all. And I've got a video idea that will probably get a lot of hate. We'll probably call clickbaity and stuff like that when I eventually put it together. Because I'm not a fan of it at all. Not a fan. And I'm not a fan of EA Sports either. I'm just because the thing is that I could quite sit. I will probably get it at some point. But the thing is, I could quite easily sit here and go, do you know what? To grow the channel, and obviously because a lot of my content is around F1 on iRacing and in real life and stuff like that, I should probably get involved in it. Just don't enjoy it, and I don't want to make content on something that I don't enjoy. And how many people out there already do the career mode and episode 1, episode 2 of like career modes and stuff like that? It's just, I like to do a bit more original content, to be honest, than just the same old of what many other people are doing out there at the moment. So that's just me. Fair play to everyone else who enjoys it and wants to do that sort of content and has built their channels around it. But yeah, exactly, Ken, exactly. Because let's say, as an example, who knows, never know, this became a job one day. I want to do it on stuff that I enjoy doing and have built an audience around that of my enjoyment. I don't want to build it around stuff that I hate, really. But I will do the odd opinion video on stuff I hate. We all like a good rant, especially being British. And Hamilton goes top. That's it. Take a picture. End the weekend now. Bosh. Done. F123 looks like F122, which looks like F121. Pretty much. That's a standard yearly release game for you, isn't it? It's just like FIFA, just like the NFL games, Madden games, things like that. So my full-length VR races with no overlays was great content. Yeah, I've still got the VR headset. I'm still going to intend to do those. I mean, I've had this new setup now, the new ultra wide and stuff, for over a month, and I've hardly really been able to use it the way that I've wanted to. I still haven't even done a full racing stream on it yet because of uni and because of that. So yeah, the new Sim Studio Hybrid, I did see that, Connor, and I might make a video on that. Yeah, I need to increase my storage. I haven't got enough storage to hold all the games that I want on my SSD. I need more. So but Verstappen goes top with a 34.0, half a second quicker then Hamilton on a hard tyre. Those Red Bulls, man. Those Red Bulls. F1 23 releases on your birthday, Arius. Oh. Well, look, if you love it and you enjoy the game and you're a bit more of a casual to sim racing or entry level to sim racing, it's not a bad place to start. Especially if you're on console. It isn't, because it has become more simified in the last kind of few years because of the F1 esports scene and stuff. So it is less arcadey than it's ever been, that's for sure. But it's just still not really my thing. Falling off of the F3 series on iRacing. I've seen a lot of your videos, Ken. You must be having some luck out there. I know you've had a few crashy races. I lost a lot of love in that series. Hey, Brandon, how's it going, buddy? Finally, they're in your time zone. Max needs some more catering. Well, I think the cost cap findings are announced next month. Or at the end of this month. They're very near to being announced. So we'll find out soon if anyone has gone over. And there's been loads of rumours flying about saying that 6 teams have gone over and a few accusations being thrown around. So we'll see. We will see. Max is still having issues at downshifting. Yeah, I reckon there's some blow-ups and some reliability issues that are going to hit the Red Bulls this year. I don't think they're going to win every single race. I think there'll be some reliability issues for them at some point or another throughout this season. For Max, obviously, we know he's complaining a lot unless the car's perfect, but... So let's have a look. Russell's still in the pits. He's not out yet, is he? Oh, we've got a yellow flag. De Vries is slow. De Vries is slow around the fake marina, guys. That is where he is slow. Has he had an off? Has De Vries crashed? He's definitely going very slow. He's got an issue. I'm waiting for the TV coverage to catch up. Has he crashed? Has he hit the barriers under braking? I mean, he's moving again now, and there is a yellow. Look at that. Double yellow. So TV coverage hasn't caught up just yet. And it's gone. So De Vries has pulled off. De Vries has pulled off. He is not on. Oh no, there he is. He's back again. He's back. What's happened? My TV coverage is so far behind, or they're just not focusing on it. What has happened here, guys? I don't want to see a replay of Max Verstappen going around the marina, to be perfectly honest. I mean, he's getting a little bit sideways for that chicane. But we've got a busy track at the moment. So Russell's they've got an issue on his car at the moment. They've got the gearbox out, it seems. And they're having a look at the gearbox, I think. Or is it the steering? Here we go, Nick De Vries. Oh! Oh, Nick De Vries lost it through the marina. He lost it. He had a snap of oversteer out of 11 and has crashed it into 12. So that's why he was really slow, and that was those double yellows. I don't know if they're not showing him go slowly back to the pit box. Can't see if there's any damage, but it definitely touched the rear wing. So Nick's car is a turd. Yeah, I mean, that AlphaTauri I don't think is great anyway, is it, as we said earlier on. Oh, he's back. Nick is back out moving now. So clearly just had a bit of a wobble with that car. Ocon in second at the moment. Oh, as we say, that Sainz goes in with 33.8. So most people out on the hards. That might be why Nick's got an issue. Oh, it's just gone to hards now. Said he was on intermediates. That might be why Nick's having a bit of oversteer issue. Wish Sebring was this smooth. Yeah, man. Hamilton with a 32.9 on the mediums. Fastest middle sector. Verstappen fastest in the second sector. I'm loving all this data that I've got available, guys. I hope you are too as well. Nick Debris. Ooh. Nick, I don't know. Nick isn't worse than Mazepin. That's for sure. Mazepin had already crashed and spun 10 times by the 5th race. So, I mean, he's not far off it, Nick. But, yeah, he needs a decent result under his belt, at least to fight for some points. Like, beat his teammate for one. Tsunoda, I've always been a big critic of his, but he's really performing well this year. So, Verstappen, 32-4 on the hard tyre. Wow. Nick needs to get it sorted. He does. Yeah, he very much does. So he's the first half of his season, I would say, isn't so important. It's how he finishes, because Liam Lawson is doing very well in the Super Formula over in Japan or Asia. And they've chucked him over there because Super Formula is a lot closer to Formula 1 than apparently even F2 is. The cars are quite similar. They reach higher speeds. I say quite similar. Nothing's similar to an F1 car, but they're as close as can be. And they've sent him out there to basically stay sharp, keep on it. And he is the AlphaTauri reserve driver, I believe. So I think Liam Lawson could be in a seat for next year. So Tsunoda and De Vries are both under pressure this year. So Yuki's a pim. So at the moment, the top speeds, you'll be unsurprised to hear, at the finish line is Perez and then Verstappen, number 2. Exactly 175 miles an hour. And then Albon, 174 miles an hour in 3rd. And then the speed trap down the back straight is Perez in 1st at 215 miles an hour. Albon 211. So that Williams is quick in a straight line. Then Verstappen at 210 and then Sargent at 209. So those Williams are quick. They could be in for a good opportunity for scoring some points here this week if they're that quick. I mean, the Williams is Hamilton was 206 and Albon was 211. So that's 5 miles an hour quicker. Ooh. Yeah, Super Formula is about 107% lap time of F1, whereas F2 is more like 115%. Yeah, so slightly closer. How many points does Yuki have compared to Formula E champ? Oh, not that many more. Not that many more, because Yuki's first 2 races, he finished 11th. Then Australia, he did finish in the points. I think he finished 8th. I think Yuki's on about 6 points, 7 points. I could be wrong there. I think he's still in single figures. But yeah, De Vries is on 0 points at the moment, I think. Pretty sure of it. So Hamilton, so Russell is now out on track, is he, or not? No, Russell still is in the pit lane. So they are making some serious changes to the front of his car. Looked like it was to do with the fly-by-wire system, or it could be the gearbox. I don't know. There's lots of wires sticking out that they were dealing with. Hulkenberg has set a lap time as well. So it'd be interesting to see if we see actually any soft runners. I don't think we will. Track temperature is 49.5 degrees Celsius. Wow. Okay, we will not be seeing any soft running, guys, because you'll get about 2 laps on that track temp. Oh, Jesus. You're on mobile, so it's tiny. Oh, that'll be why. Yeah, Marlin, that might be why. I mean, you can make it larger. You can make it larger, but I understand that you probably want to have the chat open as well at the same time. So, Yuki 2, Nick 0. Yeah. It's been 10th in the last 2 races. Okay, yeah, so he would have picked up a couple of points there. As Max goes into the 31s. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. Perez is 133s at the moment. Of course, we don't know what fuel loads they're running. It's just all nice to speculate though, isn't it? 0 money well spent destroying cars. I can tell you're not a Nick De Vries fan, Super. the grip. So it's just dropped a degree, 48.5 degrees now. It does seem like, I think the only thing that may make this race interesting this weekend is rain. And apparently we are going to get some rain, guys, on Sunday. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be here for quali tomorrow. I may be. I don't know yet. We'll see. I don't know which time quali is. Is quali about 8 o'clock tomorrow, guys? Can you let me know? It'll make me a happy chappy too, Pure. And Leclerc goes in with a 32.5. So Max is still easily the quickest man out on track. We're a 1:31.8. You can see there, though, Albon. Look at Albon's times, by the way. These little mini sectors here. You can see as he's going down the fast, where it's full throttle, he is purple. That Williams is quick in a straight line. It'd be interesting to see if he's purple as they go back down the back straight. Keep an eye out there and see. He's got a toe from Sainz as well, so I assume he'll be picking up some speed and probably may even go faster than the 2:11 that he's done previously. Down the back straight, a little bit of purple there. So yeah, Williams very quick in a straight line. 9 o'clock is quali. Okay, yeah, I might be around for that one. Well, I may be. I may be sober. I may not be. Well, if we're going to the pub after. Yeah, 9 o'clock. Oh yeah, Albon's throwing it into that chicane. Right, so let's have a look at some lap times, see how everyone's getting on. So most people on the hard on mediums. Hamilton's in the pits at the moment. Set his lap times on the mediums. Verstappen set his fastest lap on the hards. No more than 10 laps completed. Leclerc, the same. He is out there at the moment, but on a slowdown, so probably coming in this lap. We've got Perez, then Sainz, Albon, Stroll, Alonso. Alonso on the medium, Stroll on the hards. Ocon, Norris, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Sargent, both alphas. Magnussen. Magnussen is someone as well who hasn't had a good start to this year, has he, guys? He really hasn't had a good start. He been a bit disappointed by him, to be honest. Don't do that, Scott. Don't do that. Jesus. Don't do that. I was trying to move stuff about. Piastri has impressed you so far? Yeah, I mean, Piastri has been a bit of a weird one because he's had some technical issues with the car. Last week, he was really sick, apparently. He was throwing up, like, I think he had food poisoning or something. He had a stomach bug where he was not well whatsoever. And he managed to pull the car to just outside the points, wasn't it, in the end? 11th. So not bad, considering Baku is a demanding track as well. It's a very demanding track. Norris is better than people think. Yeah, Norris definitely is, yeah. Yeah, Norris is someone who was similar to George Russell, where you're like, he needs a decent car underneath him. If he has a decent car underneath him, then he'll be fighting for wins, most definitely. I think... Ooh, how long is he going to stay at McLaren for? That is the thing. I think Norris's position at McLaren all depends on what Perez does. I think Red Bull would, and they already have quite clearly considered a Norris-Max partnership. So I don't see Hamilton leaving anytime soon because they're not in a position to win a championship. Ferrari, could he replace Sainz? If they don't think Sainz is up to it? I don't know. Oh yeah, their friendship would be over and done with. Max and Lando's friendship would be over and done with if Norris was in that Red Bull. 100%. And I would be, not that it really matters, because do Red Bull, well, is it the Max Verstappen team? On one hand, you could say yes, but also it's like Christian Horner and Helmut Marko. If they see Norris is slightly younger than Max. So if they see Norris to be even more of a superstar and future and being a British driver as well, yeah, would they really care about Max saying, I don't want to be his teammate or whatever? I don't know. Max pays the baby. Charlie should take Alonso's spot at Aston Martin in a year or two. Yeah. Charlie, what you mean, Charles? Yeah, I don't know. I think there'll be some. I think it'll be a couple of years yet until we see maybe another merry-go-round. I think if anything, if they let Perez go, they'll bring Ricciardo back into the team. I think that's what will happen. Ricciardo could even possibly go into Aston Martin. Maybe he'd take that opportunity when Alonso moves on. But Alonso doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon, does he? Lando and Max are quite good friends, but we've seen friendships before when it comes to fighting for world championships and when it comes to battling out on track in general, that come to the boil and not be friends anymore. I could be completely wrong, and the dynamic is absolutely fine, and they're able to separate it entirely. So Hulkenberg is out on the softs. I am surprised we are seeing the softs because it is now 50.5 degrees out there on track. Unbelievably hot. So keep an eye out on Hulkenberg and Magnussen. So the Haases are both coming out and doing some soft runs. Interesting. Okay, that's interesting, guys. Keep an eye on their lap times, and for one, keep an eye on how long they actually stay out on there for. I'm going to say 5 laps at the most is what they're going to be on this soft tyre. I like Danny Rick, but Checo on one this year. Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Dan needs to prove himself at a lower team. He said he would only drive for a top team, but I can't see a top team taking the risk. No, I think a top team would take him. I think they would. I think they know what they get with Danny Ricciardo. It's quite clear that the McLaren situation was just bad all round and really sapped his confidence. You arguably could say he shouldn't have left Renault, but then he wouldn't have been even at Alpine fighting potentially for wins. They're still a midfield team, but I mean, you look at how he was for Renault. He was pretty much the lead driver there. He was taking them to podiums. And he joined McLaren, and McLaren just haven't kicked on. They haven't kicked on. They've had quite a poor car. Norris has done really well with it, and Ricciardo just didn't get on well with it at all. A couple of versions of it, so you don't just lose that. It's like any sport. There's a lot of it comes down to your mental capacity and how confident you are. And as we know, Daniel Ricciardo he has to have confidence on the brakes. He's one of the last of the late breakers. That's how he makes his overtakes. That's how he drives. And he didn't have that. He didn't have that at all in the McLaren throughout his whole time there. So when Max asked Checo who his family's favourite driver is, they said Hammy. Yeah, a lot of people Hamilton's one of the elder statesmen, so they've followed him from a young age. So yeah, because your last race season. True. Very true. Right, so let's keep an eye out at the moment. We've got Sargent out on the softs now as well. Is Albon? No, Albon's in the pits. We've got Stroll out on the softs. Wow. Okay, so maybe we will see some softs because the soft, contradicting myself from earlier, because the soft is probably not the race tyre for this weekend. It might be the hard and the medium tyre. And they want to save the hards. Intriguing. Yeah, Hulk's gone purple. Bosh, 31-3. Take a picture now, guys. Hulkenberg is your winner of the Miami Grand Prix this weekend. Anyone else going purple out there? Piastri's on a medium. He had a mini sector purple. Magnussen seems to be going quite good. He's got caught up in a bit of traffic, though, with Ocon out the last couple of corners, so he won't be as quick. 31.8. Where's Logan Sargent? Logan Sargent's not on a good lap here, it seems. He's doing yellows here. So Hulkenberg is someone who's really impressed me this year. I'll happily hold up my hands, my one good hand, and say that I was wrong. I thought Hulkenberg was I thought it was a bad mistake to hire him this year and bring him back. I thought he'd had plenty of opportunities. Nah, like it's definitely Hulkenberg. He's really proved everyone wrong. Fair play to the man. Yeah, exactly, Jay. I was like, really? That's like an uninspiring appointment. You've already got an experienced driver in Magnussen. Maybe go for someone who's, I don't know, a bit more. I guess they'd gone the young and ambitious route before with Mick, and well, Mazepin wasn't young and ambitious. It was just young and stupid and shit out of money, wasn't it? But I'm guessing they like two experienced drivers. That's how Gunther Steiner likes it. So Gunther Steiner isn't a good. He's quite clearly not the person to develop as a driver under. It's like in football, there's certain managers out there who develop young talent. He's not one of those, quite clearly. So, okay, so soft runners are out. The soft is out there. I was completely wrong at the start of this practice session, guys. I thought the softs would be held on to. But yeah, track temps, quite clearly they're not seeing the softs maybe as a viable tyre for this weekend. So Verstappen out on the softs, expect him to probably break into the 29s, I expect, to go probably 2 seconds quicker than we did previously. And then Perez on the softs as well. Stroll is out there at the moment. Hamilton's out on a set of mediums? Or is that not updated? Hamilton hasn't been out there for 7 laps on the mediums, is he? Surely. I don't think that's updated. But how have they kept that chicane in there like that? I'm really surprised that chicane is even there under the bridge. I just don't get it. I'm seeing obviously images on the TV of them bouncing over it, losing control. I mean, is it there to try and like propose a crash and then cause a traffic block through under the bridge? I don't get it. I don't get their thinking behind it. It's just me, guys. Just me. Right, so Russell is now out there. Russell is out there. 2 laps. So apparently Hamilton is out on the mediums. Has he been doing all this time while I've been chatting absolute waffle? Done another 8 laps on a set of medium tyres. Okay. So keep an eye out on Max. Keep an eye on those mini sector times, guys. You can see here. This will tell you whether or not if he's going purple or not, as Hulkenberg might set another fastest lap time here. Little purple sprinkled in with some green. 31.433. Ooh, only a few thousandths slower. Albon jumps up to P4. But Max doesn't seem to be going quicker than he has done previously. Maybe he's doing a second warm-up lap. When he was 3 tenths slower than 3 tenths slower than Hulkenberg last time around in the first sector. Real was an amazing car, but you think Checo sticks to Red Bull if other teams get more competitive? Hamilton and Alonso closing their expiration date. We were just chatting about this. I think it's more likely that Checo leaves Red Bull entirely. Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know. Because does Ricciardo go into Red Bull? That's kind of what it seems like, what they're lining it up for. Or do they try and pinch Norris? I really don't know. I think the next kind of merry-go-round of driver transfers is going to be interesting. I think you can quite safely say that Aston Martin and Mercedes are probably comfortable for the next year, 2 years. And then Red Bull might change. I think Ferrari will dump Sainz quite soon. I think if Ferrari don't get that act together, I think Leclerc could even look for a move out of Ferrari. But I think Leclerc's a bit stuck because I don't think he'd go Red Bull. I think potentially Leclerc could go to Mercedes. I've said this. It could be Hamilton's replacement. Stranger things have happened, guys. Stranger things have happened. Sainz to Audi? Maybe. Checo to Aston or Ferrari. Yeah, I think if Checo stays in F1, I don't think he'd get a top drive again. I think he'd drop down to kind of a team that's on the cusp of it, maybe. Like higher end of the midfield. We'll see. But so apparently just heard Max has matched the fastest lap time of FP1 last year already. Oh, wow. Big snap of oversteer through the first sector. No wonder he was slower. Ooh. Oh, and Hulkenberg stopped out on track, guys. If that is correct, Hulkenberg stopped. He's pulled off. I wonder if that's maybe the track map. It doesn't seem it. And there's a red flag. There's a red flag. Wow. It's the first time I've seen that on this track map. You can't miss that, can you, guys? That is a red flag. Hulkenberg has stopped out on track. Has he crashed? I could only assume he's crashed. For it to be a red flag, unless the car is completely stopped and they can't remove it safely. That is in quite a fast sector there. Maybe the car's given way. He's crashed into the wall, is he? Oh, yes, my TV coverage. Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, you can't remove that car. I mean, they've been on the soft tyres. You've seen the cars wiggling through that first sector. So the soft tyre is really on its limit through the first sector there with these track temperatures. I mean, it's 50 degrees. Quite clearly, these cars are struggling with the load through those fast swooping corners. Max has had a couple of twitches we've seen. Obviously, Nico there. So, yeah, the soft, while the quickest tyre, is definitely not probably the best tyre to be using this weekend. No grip off that line. I'm just waiting to see the replay to see where it is. But the first sector is where the first sector is where the tyres take their most pounding. So I'm just watching it now. You guys are all probably a little bit ahead of me. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, as you said, got off line. Ooh, it's quite lucky there. It's barely offline. Yeah, it's fine margins, as we all know. Don't expect Checo going to Ferrari. I think Leclerc will be better investment for the future. Ferrari can keep Leclerc happy. That's the bigger issue for me, is if Ferrari can keep Leclerc happy. Can they keep him there? Hey, Graham. No problem. My absolute pleasure. Good to see you. So, yeah, it's going to take a little while to remove that. I reckon we're going to lose at least 10, 15 minutes maybe of them removing that. We'll see. Well, this is it, Jam. I don't know. I feel like until kind of the elder drivers leave, I don't think too much is going to happen at the top teams. Hamilton isn't going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, I mean, you look at him, he's fit. He's still hungry. You look at Alonso still performing at the top at 42. Is he 42 now? Is he 43? I think he's 42. I mean, Hamilton's looking at that going, well, I've still got at least another 5 years in me if I want to, really. So until he leaves and Alonso leaves, I don't think there's going to be any movement at the top teams whatsoever. Russell's not going to go anywhere. So, yeah. Hey, JG, thank you for the sub, buddy. For the member. I'm not sure if you guys could hear that. Apologies if you couldn't. I do have the browser muted because my TV is playing for a bit. So, but no, JG, thank you for joining the pit crew, buddy. Matt's going to leave in the next year for more sprint races and Checo keeps fighting. Yeah, I mean, you could generally see Max do a Nico and just go, no, I'm going to leave F1. But I don't see him leaving F1. It's all he knows. I think he may end up going... If Max goes anywhere, he'll go into endurance racing. Because he loves... He does like the endurance racing. He does it in sim racing. So, if he leaves F1, he'll go to endurance racing. So, my absolute pleasure, JG. And thank you for anyone else who is here, has subbed. If you can hit the like button, it'd be much appreciated. So, we're... hopefully we're in for a more interesting weekend here this week than we were at Baku. So I think the compounds here are one step softer than they were last year. Sorry, they were last week. So hopefully that bodes well and the tyres will actually scrub off more. There's rain this weekend, I think, as well. I mean, I'd love to see a Miami Grand Prix in the rain. That'll make things really interesting. And who wouldn't love to see all those celebrities and those so-called influencers who have no interest in F1 whatsoever get absolutely pissed on the grid walk? I would. Yeah, the NPHs, he loves them on our racing. Yeah, he's always loved the fastest cars on there. So, will Max's daddy let him quit F1? Yeah, well, because he has come out recently and they've said, "Oh, you're gonna try and beat Lewis." And he's like, "I don't care about that." He's like, I generally don't care about going down statistically as the best of all time or things like that. Like, I'm here for myself, and he's a double world champion. I mean, that sounds great enough as it is, isn't it? Anyway, doesn't it? If you're being introduced anywhere and double world champion Max Verstappen or wherever you are, it's just, that sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Obviously, he'll try and get a third. Triple sounds better than double, but even so. I think he's quite content. Even at a young age, he is actually quite content. But it's one of those things, you don't know what you miss until it's gone. So I assume Max is someone who would leave F1 and then quickly realise how much he misses it and then would come back. So, but the World Endurance Championship, I think, is going to get better, bigger and better, because we've got more manufacturers involved in the coming years. We've got Lamborghini, we've got Ferrari now, we've got BMW, Porsche, Cadillac, who else is Peugeot. I mean, there's going to be like 10 top teams. WEC is the top class of WEC is going to become very much like F1, where it's got its own championship, 10 teams, 20 cars. Like, it's going to be a proper class that in the coming years. Le Mans is going to be actually interesting to watch again. He'll continue racing one way or the other, Rick. So, do you guys any sites to watch the live stream? Not going to relay that information, unfortunately, Harshit. I'm sure if you can, I'm sure a simple Google search will probably suffice. He won't be the first, to be fair. Yeah. Christian Horner just saying there is going to be rain this weekend, but they're not sure if it's going to be qualifying or the race. Please be the race. Please be the race. Because at the end of the day, we know that the Red Bulls, no matter where they start in the race, like whether they qualify, they'll end up at the front of the grid at some point. So both, it'd be great if it's both. Yeah, it would be jam. Miami is known for its hot weather, but it's known for its stormy weather as well. So fingers crossed. So we've got 18 and a half minutes remaining. Obviously still waiting to remove Hulkenberg's car and the debris. Verstappen would leave if sprint racing develops like this. It's typically a Max spur of the moment statement. Yeah, I don't see him leaving anytime soon. Especially when it's been like your whole life. He could do an Alonso, he could leave, and I mean, I don't think Max is someone who would go into like the media and YouTube and things like that. Obviously, he loves his sim racing. He enjoys that. He would do. Oh, track's live again, guys. Track is live as Hamilton is straight out there wanting to get some laps in. Go on, Ham. Go on the softs for us. Get on the softs. Yeah, I think if anything, he'd go to the World Endurance Championship. That's the one place he'd go. So, I mean, he's probably got enough money to set up his own team. Well, no, maybe not. But he's got enough money and probably would be able to get enough investors to get his own team. So, I mean, he's on 50 odd million a year salary from Red Bull. Excluding all the sponsorship money and extra that he earns, so yeah, it would be fun, wouldn't it, to watch those. So lots of people jumping straight out there. Says Hamilton on the softs. No, he's kept on the same medium tyres, so they are playing a bit coy, Mercedes, with their tyres this practice session. I think Lewis is on his second set of medium tyres. So they're keeping a hold of the softs at the moment. Interesting. Russell's also on a set of mediums. I mean, that's literally his first set of mediums because he was stuck in the garage. So 50 mil, yeah, he's on 50 mil, yeah. Yeah, they wanted to make him higher paid than Hamilton, didn't they? So Lewis was on 49, I think it was. And they wanted to make him the most highest paid, so they gave him 50. And then Lewis signed his new extension, didn't he? And he's on 55, I think, or 52, something like that. So I think Lewis is on 52. I think Lewis is on £1 million a week. Basic salary. Oh, the hard life, eh? See some Lando Max sim racing, yeah. They are a good laugh. Just looking at so Hamilton is following Max at the moment. Obviously, Max is on the softs. Interesting. So the toe down the back straight with the rear wing not open, without DRS activated, it does actually have some pull, even for a Mercedes on a Red Bull. So that's interesting. Exactly, not including bonuses, not including his sponsorship pay that he gets and his other investments that he's probably got. I don't know how he's paid. I don't know if he's paid monthly or if it's paid like a... I assume he's probably paid monthly. PAYE, banks, pay slip. Imagine seeing that at the end of each month. Going to your bank account. Who's first? Screen's blurry. Oh, you're at go-kart track, are you, Tin Can? Well, at the moment, we have Max first with a 31.0 or a 30.5, just as he crosses the line there. Hulkenberg was second with a 31.3, but he's binned it in the wall at the moment. That's what brought out a red flag. Perez is third, Magnussen fourth, Albon fifth, Leclerc sixth, Alonso seventh, Hamilton eighth, Sargent. The Williams are very quick in a straight line here. They are only second to the Red Bulls at the moment in the speed traps. So expect them to be strong here. Lewis Hamilton is ninth, yeah, Sargent 10th. So a bit up and down at the moment. Not really indicative of times or positions that we're going to see probably this weekend. Norris has just gone in there up into P6 for the first time today. First time under the 32. So everyone's out on the soft tyre at the moment except from the Mercedes. The Mercedes are clearly holding on to those soft tyres and running a different practice strategy. Interesting. I know, right? He must be surely living month to month, Jam. What was pole here last year? I don't know, actually. Let me have a look. Let me have a quick look. We're on 19 likes, guys. There's 53 of you here. If we could, every single person here, if we could get that to 50 likes, that'd be really appreciative, guys. Let me just have a quick look at the poll last year. I know that we're already faster by about half a second than the fastest P1 lap time last year. So, results from last year, 2022. Miami. Qualifying. So, qualifying last year was... I forgot that. It was a Ferrari 1-2 last year. And Max still won the race. 28.796 was pole position last year. So we're still quite a way off of those times in practice. That's right, Graham. Max on a weekly allowance, only 75k pocket chat. Well, that's like most things, Rick, isn't it? Most expensive vehicles anyway. It's not so much the initial outlay, it's the maintenance of it. Like, so if you buy an expensive car and you need 4 tyres replaced, I mean, it can cost you thousands. And then you have to get them serviced. And then there's like all the different parts that go into it. Something goes wrong with a car, it costs you an absolute bomb. So it's all nice, all well and nice to have a flashy car, but you don't think about what if something goes wrong with it at a later date. Max has it. I'm not surprised, guys. I'm really not surprised that Max has a private jet and a yacht. He's on 50 million a year basic salary. It's just, yeah. I'd be more surprised if he didn't have those on that amount of money. Right, let's have a look at some lap times because Leclerc has chucked in a 31.0. Still half a second off of Max, but it is a busy track at the moment. Still a very hot track as well. 40.9.7 degrees. Russell and Hamilton, 15th and 16th. Lewis has only been able to do a best time of 32.9, but quite clearly, I think they're doing some long runs, you know. Lewis is on 15 laps on this set of tyres. So they're definitely doing some... gathering some tyre data, definitely doing some long run data, running different practice runs compared to everyone else. Maybe holding on to those soft tyres for this weekend. Hey Veronica, good to see you. Hope you're well. Poor child, poor, yeah, very. But just on board with Russell. I mean, what's your opinions, guys, of the Miami track? What are your opinions? I mean, I've never driven it because I didn't really play F122. I did play F122, but I only got up to Saudi Arabia and then I quit. But what's your opinions on Miami? It's crappier than Jeddah. Rubbish. I'll tell you what we'll do. But it's always fun to do, isn't it? Let's run a poll. It's easier. It's easier for people. Why is it not plugged in? Oh, that's not how you spell that word. There you go, guys. Oh, harsh. Yeah, I really hope that we get some rain this weekend, Rick. They'll really throw some spanner in the works. I think it's the only way we're going to kind of get an interesting race. Miami last year was not interesting, personally. Mercedes are on the medium tyre on a car. They haven't done any soft running. So everyone ahead has set times on the softs. That's why, obviously, you see Hulkenberg up in 5th, Piastri 7th as an example. Hamilton's done 16 laps on this set of medium tyres. So George's 10 laps. So they're doing some long runs quite early on 43% meh. 29% terrible. Only 7 of you voted though. I thought it'd be a bit more. But, Sargent up there with 32.6. So just looking at the speed traps at the moment, down the back straight, it is Perez fastest, then Verstappen, then the 2 Williams, and then Alonso and Tsunoda 6th. Hamilton is 8th, and Russell is 14th at 205 miles an hour. Charles Leclerc at the moment is bottom of the speed traps. Bearing in mind he set the 3rd fastest lap time of this session. His fastest speed through the back straight was a 2:03, whereas Perez has done a 2:15 and Verstappen a 2:11. That's nearly, wow, it's a 9 miles per hour difference nearly with Verstappen, and it's 12 mile an hour difference to Perez. That is crazy. It's not a fun track to drive and not great for real racing. Solid 4.5 out of 10. Yeah. Oh, 4 slices of toast. Oscar Piastri is all he ate at the weekend in Baku, and he brought it to 11th position or whatever it was. Wow, Albon spun it as well. There's a few spins happening. Sainz is second, yep. Yep, Sainz second, a 130.9. Still 4 tenths off of 4.5 tenths off Verstappen though. What's my favourite track? It's Silverstone. Typical Brit I am, Silverstone. Based. Not reason under braking on board. Looks like he was changing something on his steering wheel. Oh, was he? So Leclerc's up here, by the way, guys. A little bit. 30.5. He was purple in the first sector. He was green in the second. Has he had enough down the last sector? Can he stick it? Ooh, 3 temps. 2.5 temps behind Max. So that's a bit better. Still only 204 miles an hour down that back straight, though, for the speed trap. So very, very down on top speed, the Ferraris. So are they running a more draggier setup this week? Obviously, we know the Red Bulls are just so fast anyway in a straight line. But for Leclerc to be... He's actually now just gone down to 20th because Bottas just set a 2:04. So Leclerc is bottom of the speed trap. But he's fastest in Sector 1. So this is it, yeah. So he's definitely running a... He's definitely running a more wing, probably, than everyone else, because he's fastest in the first sector, which is the tight, twisty section, where obviously you need the change in direction. He's 5th in Sector 2. And then, well, across the finish line, he's near the bottom. And then the speed trap at the back, down the back straight, he's very last. So, yeah, definitely running a draggier setup, that's for sure. Those Ferraris are going to chew tyres, yeah. I mean, where it will suit them, it will suit them if there's rain this weekend. Maybe that's why they've done it. They've seen the forecast and they've gone, let's run a more draggier setup that will help us through the corners. Which will help us through the corners on the in the wet weather. because you do want a little bit more downforce, obviously, to get that bit of extra grip. But then again, look at where the main overtaking opportunities are around here. They're into turn 11, down a section which might as well be straight, and then the back straight, which is T11. So if you're the slowest down those corners, you're going to be a sitting duck, aren't you? Traditionally, yes, but you have to think that there's not a lot of really slow corners around this track. Where the tyres take the pounding through here are pretty much the front tyres. So that's where the high downforce will be putting more load on the tyres, because there'll be obviously technically more grip, but they'll be able to put more load through the front tyres, through this sector 1, a little bit through sector 2. I mean, turn 12 and turn 12, 16, and the last corner, pretty much where the rear tyres are going to take a bit of a pounding, but yeah, on a pretty clear track too. Right, so where's Hamilton? He's on a set of softs now. So is George. So Hamilton is on his first flying laps. There's a couple of purples in there. He's green in the first sector. He's purple in the second. That is for sure. He's fastest in the second sector. So how much speed is he going to lose down the main straight here, or the back straight? He's all about the braking into the last, well, second to last corner really, or third. Practice is over in 1 minute 20 seconds. He's green. He's definitely up. A bit of purple there, so he's got some great grip. This could be fastest lap, guys. And it is Lewis with a 30.3. Right at the end there, putting down on a fresh set of soft tyres, putting down a marker. But if you keep an eye on George Russell at the bottom of your screen there, George Russell is also purple in the second sector. And he's quicker than Hamilton in the first sector. George Russell is going to go purple here. George Russell is going to go fastest here. Keep an eye right at the end of this session. And he does with a 30.1. I think he got a sneaky little toe there at the end from Carlos Sainz. Oh, no, actually he didn't. He didn't. He was a 25.439 compared to Hamilton's 25.3. So where he made up the time was in the middle sector compared to Hamilton, a 34.1. That is interesting. That is interesting. That was an intriguing practice session there at the end. They only get this, the only 1-2 they'll get this weekend, yeah. But Jensen Button said that was an impressive lap, though. I mean, the track is at its coolest that it's been pretty much all session. 49 degrees. Yeah, I mean, there's a number of factors. I'm a Mercedes fan. But, yeah, that was a nice way to end the session, I guess. Russell and Hamilton first and second. But, yeah, track evolution is going to be important here this weekend, guys. We saw that last year in qualifying. So going out at the right time is going to be essential to getting a decent lap time in. Of course, at the end of this session is when the track is probably at its quickest. More rubber, track evolution, slightly cooler and stuff as well. So, but, am I streaming FP2 later? I don't know, Pure. I don't know. Probably not, in all honesty. Probably not. I'll probably just sit back and chill. So, I'm trying to get out of the way of everyone. Sure, just saying. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you guys know. Just keep an eye on the channel. If there is, then obviously you'll get a notification. Turn the notification on, you'll get a notification. If I don't, then I'll most likely see you tomorrow. But I'll definitely be here for the race on Sunday. But yeah, there we go, guys. So Russell and Hamilton first and second. Leclerc third. Verstappen fourth. Doing a long run there at the end on a hard tyre. Sainz fifth. Gasly sixth. Alonso seventh. Stroll eighth. Hulkenberg crashing out in ninth position. Ocon 10th. Perez 11th. Piastri 12th. Magnussen 13th. Bottas 14th. Albon 15th. Norris 16th. Zhou 17th. Tsunoda 18th. Sargent 19th. And De Vries not getting many laps in at all after his tap on the rear in the Marina. So yeah, there we go, guys. And most of you said, well, 16 of you said meh for this track, and I totally agree with you. It's a pretty meh track. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, if the order is like that in qualifying, it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting weekend. But we'll see. Who's in last? Not surprised. Just get that little dig in before we leave. Yeah, super. But no, if everyone could like the stream, it'd be much appreciated. And of course, subscribe. I'll be back here again this weekend. Might not be here for this evening, but I'll try and make tomorrow for qualifying. Depends kind of what fit state I'm in. And then on Sunday, we most definitely will be here for the race. But yeah, I'll have a lovely rest of your evening, guys. And I'll see you soon. Bye.